This week's rental is the Mazda CX-50 all-wheel drive. This is similar to the CX-5, built on the same platform. It's pretty much slightly beefier and more rugged, meant for off-road, sitting on fat 17-inch rims. This styling is very, very similar to the CX-5. I think the only difference is a little bit more flared out fenders on the side to give it a slightly aggressive look. But all in all, it's on the same platform as the 5, and everything looks pretty similar to it. Open up the trunk. It has decent amount of cargo space. Going towards the back is some decent, fits pretty well in the back. It's pretty snug on the knees. 6-foot driver, so very, very similar to the CX-5. Good headroom space, comfortable seats in the back. Heading into the front. So one thing that is very consistent with these Mazdas is, I call it their entry-level premium luxury feel. You have a very refined interior, a mix of leather materials and soft plastic. This is brings a lot of value for Mazdas. Not much here. You have power moonroof. You have a bigger 10-inch infotainment, which is good. It does have touch functionality only on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Moving on down, you have hardware buttons for your climate controls, and also seat warmers. Have a storage space, cup holders, gear shifters, drive mode, and parking, and your control knobs for the infotainment. A split open center console and a wireless charging pad here. Over on this side, you have a standard size glove compartment. I like the little divider right there. Heading over here, you have a mix of analog and digital gauges. You have your blinker and wiper controls on the right and blinkers on the left. You have your Bluetooth controls on the left and your cruise and adaptive safety controls on the right. Gone are the circular vents. You have these vertical ones, which are quite well. Over on the side, you have your power windows and locks controls. No paddle shifters on the steering wheel, but let's take the CX-50 all-wheel drive on the road and see how it rides. Alright, so this SUV is quite nice. Like I said, it's an entry-level luxury. It's consistent no matter what Mazda you jump into, you're gonna get that same consistent interior feel, which is nice because Mazda doesn't really have a luxury car, separate luxury car department, unlike some of the other car manufacturers. So that is pretty nice to come in. Really the only thing that's different from the CX-5 is the slightly different looks, and also it has off-road capabilities. You could actually change it here: off-road, normal, and sport. It shines in the handling department. If I didn't know any better, I would think I'm driving one of their sedans vehicles. It handles that good. The power is decent. The base model comes with all-wheel drive as standard. However, there's two engines: the 187 horsepower engine and the turbocharged 256 horsepower engine. So I have the standard model, the non-turbocharged, which it seems 180 something seems kind of underpowered for an SUV. However, this is a naturally aspirated engine, so the power delivery is super smooth. It is rather refreshing from the inline 4 turbocharged vehicles, which has its turbo lag and its jerkiness. It is a 2.5 liter inline vehicle with firm suspension, firm yet soft suspension. It does quite well on bumpy roads and shielding the driver from all the bumps. However, it is firm enough so if you're on the smooth path, it's does quite well there too. Gas mileage is pretty decent. You get 310 miles on a full 10-gallon tank. A little bit more than 10 gallons. I think that's close to 14 possibly. What's strange is that all Mazdas, no matter what you get, from the small Miata or one of the larger ones like the CX-50 or the 90, you always get 310 miles to the gallon. It is consistent in that manner as well. Go figure. Overall, this is a very nice rental vehicle. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It drives very nicely, provides that entry-level features, and almost forgot, it does come with some nice adaptive cruise control and lane assist. Now, it just doesn't really keep you in the lane, so it's not like self-driving, but it does vibrate. But the adaptive cruise control is really quite handy, especially so you get a lot of value in these Mazda vehicles. That's why I give it these Mazdas an A for in the rental department. And it's good to know that there's consistency there, so that way if you ever had to choose and you know, and they give you the choice of a CX-50 or any Mazda, you know what you're gonna get in that vehicle. Alright, so that's it for this video. See you in the next one. Leave your comments below and talk later. Bye.